Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as That Mom of Five, and also known as TMO5 Can Recall. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. This story of this UN judge, I believe there's a video on my channel where I shared the news when she was first arrested, and there was actually a video of how she was um she was arrested, obviously saying that she has immunity and all of that. So the news broke out. Was it yesterday? Yesterday was Friday, so it was yesterday that she was jailed. And I'm going to share my screen with you here. And this just shows the action of this lady just goes on to show that some people just don't care about any other person. They only care about themselves. And I love the fact that even though she tried to wiggle herself away, saying that she has immunity, that she's an AUM, because she was up until her arrival in the UK a UN judge in Uganda, but she forgot that nobody Uganda would they. Everybody, if you're going to go anywhere in diaspora and you're bringing anybody with you, they should have the exact freedom they would have if they were to be back home in their original country of abode. Because if you bring someone, and even the way she brought this person in to work for her, she went through another Ugandan personnel in the UK who works with the Ugandan office here in the UK. She went through that person because that person also had immunity as well. In fact, when that case happened, I think maybe that man also, maybe he resigned and then he went back to Uganda because man does not want to be arrested and stuff. So just like I'm sharing my screen here with you. So I'm going to read the story, and yeah, just to let us learn also that come if you actually want to help somebody and you bring them all the way from Africa with you to diaspora, even if you've brought them in as your maid, because this person that was brought from Uganda, she was brought into the UK under the pretense that she was going to be working in the Ugandan office of the UN Ugandan office here in the UK. So they did not let the person know that they were actually bringing her to come and work for her, as what you see on my screen here. But they lied to the person that she was coming into the UK to come work in the UN office for Uganda. That was how they were able to bring this person, only for the person to be brought to her, to be helping her. She was not allowed to live the kind of life she should live, even though she's living in diaspora. So let me read the story to you the way it is, and I'm sharing my screen here with you. So it says here that UN judge jailed in the UK after forcing woman to work as SLAVE. So Lydia Mugabe stopped young Uganda woman holding down steady job and made her work as a maid, the court told. So this woman, apparently the maid she brought about, obviously tried to hold an employment, but she did not allow that person have enough time to work because that person was constantly working for her. So it says here that a UN judge has been jailed for 6 years and 4 months after forcing a young woman to work as a SLAVE in the UK. Lydia Mugabe, 50, was found to have taken advantage of her status in relation to the Ugandan woman in quote, most egregious way, while Mugabe studied for a PhD in law at the University of Oxford. And you would think that because she knows the law about this behavior of this kind of way of living, you would have thought that she would refrain from doing such. You would think that she would treat this person better, even if that's the reason, even if the reason why she's brought this person was to work for her. But you would think that, oh, she knows the law, she knows what not to do and what not to do. But she was still the one who was found committing this atrocity. So Mugabe was found guilty in March of conspiring to facilitate the commission of a breach of UK immigration law, facilitating travel with a view to exploitation, forcing someone to work, and conspiracy to intimidate a witness after a trial. In not only Africa, you can actually succeed in doing that. Here in diaspora, it happens, but they will find you out. So Mugabe, who is also a high court judge in Uganda, stopped the woman holding steady employment and forced her to work as a maid and provide childcare, prosecutors said. So the judge sentencing Mugabe at Oxford Crown Court on Friday, which was yesterday, said it was, in quote, a very sad case outlining Mugabe's legal accomplishments, including work concerning the protection of human rights. So you can imagine she's working. She has worked about protecting human rights, but you brought someone from Africa and you do not think that human rights should be protected. And which means even this protecting human rights is what you've done, is what you canvas, you work for, like you do, but you do not think that that person you've brought, their human rights should be protected. Like, make it make sense. Anyway, the judge said the defendant, in quote, showed absolutely no remorse. See, their type would not show remorse for her conduct, and that she had looked to, in quote, forcibly blamed the victim for what happened. The judge gave Mugambi a restraining order with terms saying she cannot directly or indirectly contact the victim. In a written statement read to the court by the prosecutor, the victim described living in, quote, almost constant fear due to Mugambi's powerful standing in Uganda. The young woman, who cannot be named for legal reasons, says she could not go back to Uganda due to her concerns of what could happen to her. I absolutely agree that this person should not go back to Uganda, and says she may never see her mother again. Hopefully, maybe if they allow her to live or have a permanent residency, she might have the chance to bring her mom over with her. Okay, so the judge said Mugambi exploited her victim by taking advantage of the woman's lack of knowledge about employment rights and misleading her about why she came to the UK. Yes, I said that in the beginning, that this woman did not even apply directly for her. She used another colleague of her from Uganda who worked in the UN office in the UK to bring the young lady to the UK. But they obviously they told the young lady, you're going to be working in the United Nations office for Uganda, but no, they diverted her to somewhere else to work for this judge as a maid. So the prosecutor said on Friday there was a, in quote, clear and significant imbalance of power within the relationship between Mugambi and her victim. The court told the only the judge told the court that, or the prosecutor told the court that the victim had been granted asylum in the UK on the basis that she had a well-founded fear of prosecution in Uganda. I knew this was going to happen, and I hope she's been allowed to stay. And hopefully, once she's been allowed to stay, she'll be able to bring her mom over to come stay with her, which means that she might be able to go to Uganda at some point, or maybe if she just change her identity or something, that would be a game face. Or if she decide not to go back to Uganda, then it's up to her. But hopefully, she'll be able to see her mom again. So the defending counsel spoke of Mugambe's, in quote, glittering legal career and told of the great support she had received since her conviction. A small crowd held placards and chanted, "Justice for Lydia Mugabe." What justice? Outside the court before the hearing took place. So people are still clamoring for justice for her, knowing what she did to this young lady. You know what? Africans. Africans. Mm. The prosecutor said Mugambi had resigned as a UN judge. It's the best thing for her to do, okay? According to a profile on the UN website, Mugambi was appointed to the body's judicial roster in May 2023, 3 months after police were called to her address in Oxfordshire. So that's that for that story there. And you know what? When I saw this story and how it has played, I was happy that even though she tried to harass the witness when they figure out what she had done, I just love the fact that they caught her. They caught her, and I was disappointed at the fact that she knows the law. She knew the law about these things, and she still got carried away with power, with status. So you brought a young lady under pretense that she was going to be working in the UN office as obviously whatever it is they recruited her for, but only for your colleague to bring her to you. See, even if she were going to employ her to help you, maybe pay her as well for the hours she spent or she spent looking after your children, and also allow her to have her freedom to social life. Because at the end of the day, it was because this lady whom they brought from Uganda did not know what she could and could not do in terms of employment rights. It was not until when she was speaking to somebody else that this person whom she was speaking to realized that, come, the way you are being treated is not the way to be treated. So, like, guys, whatever we do in this world, remember that you're not just doing it for now. You have children. Look at the way you've treated somebody else. What do you think is going to happen to your own children? What do you think is going to happen to your own children? And in the UK prison that she's gone to, may God help her and may God save her. So, guys, leave your thoughts and opinion in regards to this story that I shared. And do you think that 6 years plus that she was jailed was too much, or do you think she deserved the jail time? And what lesson do you think we've learned from this woman's story, as obviously as an African woman who has status, who knows the law, but she has still gone on to do what she should not have been found doing? As always, leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. And if you've watched this video till now and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video. Do not hesitate to join my membership. And I hope to catch up with you in another video. All right. Bye for now. Bye.